Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan Battle video. So I wanted to make a video discussing, Golden Week's going on right now. Golden Week is not like an anniversary or worldwide download level celebration, but Golden Week is also not like one of these, the AGL Kale celebration or the Tech DBZ Bardock celebration, right? Or Resurrection of Blues. Like Golden Week is a level above just kind of like the random celebrations that we get throughout the year, right? Like if I would kind of do like an order, Anniversary and Worldwide are the two main ones, right? That's where, like we had the cooler rap and think of all this stuff, the live streams and stuff like that. Worldwide and Anniversary are very clearly both, tied for the top and kind of like the peak of the celebrations in Dokkan. I think right below that is probably Tanabata, and then, slash the thank you celebration on Global. And then beneath that is probably, I don't know, Saiyan Day. I guess it's kind of like Golden Week, then Saiyan Day maybe, and then regular celebrations. I don't know. Saiyan Day is a little weird, right? But Golden Week should be a little bit better than just a typical celebration. And it's like we have a really dead week. Like this week is crazy, right? Like we have Chain Battle and that's it. That is like very stunning to me in something that really should be better than just, an average celebration. So I've been getting to thinking about, some, I guess, updates or some things that Dokkan could do. And I came up with two good ideas, although one of them I've been talking about nonstop for months and months and months now, right? So like we just had, this Goku. This is essentially the first base form Goku that gets a Dokkan event, right? I guess there's the Namek Goku one as well, but I mean, that's more of a Super Saiyan Goku Dokkan event, right? So, a lot of these Dokkan events do have gimmicks. Like, this Goku does have one. The last phase, he cancels Ki Blast super attacks. My idea, right, we have a 20 stamina stage, we have a 25 stamina stage. Make a 50 stamina stage, and make it to where you get 50 medals as well. Right? And then make this Goku like a red zone style boss. Give him 50 million HP, have him do 1.5 million damage on super attacks in that last phase. And I think it would be a huge W. I think people would be very excited to, I just do two really tough red zone style difficulty runs on this Goku, and I can awaken him, right? Boom. You have it takes 77 medals to awaken a Dokkan Fest character, right? So, you would get this in 2 runs to be able to awaken the character, as opposed to the 11 runs that you have to do right now, right? It is a lot. I know a lot of people really do not enjoy it. Now, to be fair, we did get Auto added into the game, which I think is huge. Auto, I think, has been really good for some of the stuff in Dokkan. Right, but that's kind of my idea, right? Because it's like, you look at, like, this, not this one, that's Imp Broly. This is STR Broly right there, right? And then this, of course, is Physical Broly. The original STR Broly stage was definitely one of the hardest fights ever in Dokkan history, right? And it's like, that was the real difficult content way back in the day, right? But, like, nowadays, it's just not like that, right? So, I think to sort of, if they added this, like, kind of like red zone style difficulty stage to some of these, it could be very fun to accumulate these medals, right? Think of this, not that the new Super 17 fight is kind of just like a normal fight, but he absorbs Ki Blast supers, right? Like that's pretty much it. But the original Super 17 fight was actually very interesting, right? Where you had to do Ki Blast super attacks to break his barrier, and then do non-Ki Blast super attacks to really do damage to him. I think that's a pretty interesting design for a fight. Imagine that this is a red zone level boss with that. Like, you would have to apply a lot of strategy to that. Like, if Dokkan just added this stage to all Dokkan events, that would be incredibly fun. I can't imagine it would take them that much long. But imagine this. The STR, not the physical, because eventually they just turned every single one of these stages into very, very similar. But like this was way different, right? You go through one of the first 4, then you fight these 2 at the same time, and then the third fight is Sin into Omega. If this was like red zone stats, this would be a really interesting fight, right? And then you get to the end, and then he's locking. Like, that would be tough. And, you get your 50 medals. I think that could be a huge W. that Dokkan could implement. My other idea here is boss rush, right? So again, boss rush, back when we had, it wasn't level 1, because level 1 and level 2, I believe, came out at the exact same time. It was level 2. This one, right here. Level 2, stage 2 was the insanity here, where you went through, like, most Dokkan events in the game. Yeah, 14. This took, like, an hour and a half or something like that. This was crazy. A pretty difficult run through a lot of fights. So it's like they can't do this. Like nowadays, if they did one of these 14 ones, this would be like pretty boring. I mean, because the first time you do it, you can't auto it too, right? I feel like people would not enjoy this. But what if it's on Dokkan events? What if they drop a boss rush and you go through like all 7 fights of the GT red zone right here, right in a row? I think that would be just incredible. So it's like it starts off with Legic. Legic is a non-factor, non-fight. It one phase AGL, like that's it, nothing. Lude, not really that tough. But even by the time you get to stage 3, you could encounter major issues, right? Because Rildo locks. That is a problem, right? So with Rildo locking, you could, encounter serious issues. This guy hits, relatively hard. That could be pretty tricky, right? Then you move on to Baby. Then you have to deal with Baby's AoE normal attacks, which, can be very damaging, right? And then it's like you get Super 17 is canceling Ki Blast supers. Then you get to the Shadow Dragons who have a variety of gimmicks. And then finally you end with Omega. Like, this would be challenging. I think so. I mean, I guess you could, do one of my, Sin Shenron, like, teams where you have, 8th anniversary GT Goku and Vegeta, and then, you're running, like, AGL Carnival Goku and stuff like that. Like, this would be interesting. I think that this is the type of content that would actually be pretty fun right now. So this one would be good. Let's take a look at the movie Red Zone. Turles is a non-fight. Slug can hit hard if he's attacking a physical character, I guess. I mean, I've had physical Super Saiyan 3 Goku get one-shotted by Slug, but, I mean, that's not the biggest deal. Cooler certainly can hit hard, but he has a KO super attack. We know where it's going to go. 13 is kind of, like, not that tough. I mean, I guess you can't dodge him, and he does do a lot of damage. And the point with one of, like, if you're typically doing a Red Zone stage, like, you're going in there with characters that are good for, like, the specific fight. Right? But, like, if you're doing a boss rush style gauntlet here, you can't just load up on, perfect characters. Because typically you could run into the Android 13 fight with mono tech, and you're blowing him away. Nothing he could do. But, like, if you have to worry about, like, Bojack with his lock, dude, you're 5 fights in, and Bojack starts locking. Like, this is what, even with the characters we have now, this would be very challenging. Right? Again, stage 5, like, Bojack is, he's gonna be a run killer. 5 fights in, right? Like, that would be nuts. I don't think Janemba's too tough, although he does hit very hard. And then, you want to talk about a run killer, dude. Bro. Yeah, have fun running Beast Gohan in this movie boss rush. When you get, an hour deep into the run, you get to AoE Broly, and he one-shots Beast Gohan. Awesome! Great! Back to the start, right? Like, that certainly could be fun. Broly would be a hell of a gatekeeper. Again, takes you an hour to get through the first 6 fights, and then you fight Red Zone Broly would be devastating. Actually, I don't know, maybe, I was thinking that the Wicked Bloodline, like, Red Zone Boss Rush would be the toughest, but I don't know, maybe not. Okay, because it's like, you go through Frieza. Frieza's very devastating. I mean, you've got the AoE here, could really hurt you. AGL Frieza with his multiple supers. Then full power Frieza can be really damaging. Cooler's just incredibly strong. This is a free pass fight. Metal Cooler's pretty tough in the Cyclopean Guard. And then, of course, you get to this right here. But I mean, this actually looks kind of scary here, right? Like, 5 fights in, and then you hit Bojack's lock, or Broly's AoE, right? Or the GT side, 5 fights in, now you're getting a Ki Blast, like, absorbing boss. Like, I don't know. These ones seem a little bit trickier, and they're longer, too, which is where it's like, oh, brother, right? So those could be annoying. The Red Ribbon Army one probably would be the easiest. I don't really think the first stage is really too tough. I mean, maybe Staff Officer Black could do some damage, but like it's not that hard. 19 and 20, I know that they can do very good damage, and then they also again are a Ki Blast absorbing boss. I don't think that the Android 16, 17, 18 are really too challenging, although 16 does hit very hard. Cell is also not really that nasty. I mean, I guess he does hit hard in the final phase, but it's not really the craziest fight. The Gammas would be very challenging, actually. Yeah. I mean, if we're 5 fights in, and then we're going up against the Gammas, it certainly is a bit tricky sounding, actually. Yeah, it definitely is. Okay, for sure. And then Cell Max, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think this would be fun. They just released, like, literally, Boss Rush Stage 18, right? Because we just got Stage 17 right here. Boss Rush Stage 18, and it's all of the GT Red Zone fights in one. That would be so much fun. I feel like people would be so excited to do that, but it would be so frustrating. People would be so pissed for some of these, right? I mean, yeah, oh my god. You could get to ice at the end. Oh, god. Could you imagine? It would be such a grind to get back to ice right here, and he would just lock one of your characters to one instant death, goodbye, right? Or Bojack or one of these guys. That could be pretty fun. So let me know what you guys think of sort of these 2 ideas I have for content, right? Add a new Super 3 stage, or call it Super 5 or something, I don't know. For Dokkan events where we can get 50 medals. And then also Red Zone style boss rush. I think both events would be fairly fun. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys next time.